Can they do it again? We saved the best match of round one for the end here, folks. Strap in. Maybe we'll finally go to Champions Field. MENA versus North America. Falcons versus SSG to close out round one.
Two teams and one dream. Make it out of Swiss and see the crowd here at the Copper Box. The Falcons stole the hearts of everybody in Rocket League with a top 8 finish in Copenhagen, but SSG, they have been so short-handed in every performance we've seen, but finally we get them on land. Can they live up to the hype?
Yeah, it wasn't too easy for SSG getting here. There was a quarterfinals appearance in the final open qualifier of the season in North America, but finally they made it through to LAN and once breaking their quarterfinal curse against G2 and Gen G. And they can be a dangerous opponent. They've got players who are more than capable of taking the fight to Team Falcons, but this is not the start they wanted, I assume.
Oh my lord.
It's a fair assumption.
I feel like that should have been a goal, but
West
went a bit high.
Also, it is early stages. Falcons trying again, though. Here comes Ruas trying to go past Hawkster, and there it is. The Hawkster defense we were all waiting to see coming out in the early stages of game one.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to do a lot more than that over the next few minutes, though. But here he comes down forwards.
Oh my lord, Khalir's almost... Khalir's is such a good striker that he almost just scored on his own net by trying to defend.
And the killer's almost open goal, or sorry, almost own goal. I can't speak. I'm shocked. This is all a bit odd, but a minute gone, no goals.
It's not quite the start people, I think, would have expected from Falcons, but granted, when you've got your eyes on SpaceStation, this team has waited so long to finally have the opportunity to compete on land together. They fell just short at Copenhagen. Everybody, like we heard Gibbs made mention to, had them in their top 4, top 3 even. Pros all across NA felt like they deserved a chance to step up and prove themselves, and they finally earned that opportunity, and it seems to be going well.
Last time around, Team Falcons only lost to Gentlemates, who went on to win the entire thing. So another extremely dangerous Swiss opponent as Hoxer makes another huge save. Ruas asks Hoxer again. So many saves. He's racking them up so far. Gets his team into a counter. Here's LJ. Almost gets the flip reset. In comes Ruas. So SpaceStation on the counter are showing some fangs, but so far it's Team Falcons that looks a little bit more likely to get this opening goal.
Yeah, it's definitely just been...
Oh my.
For now, but they get the breakaway.
Okay, Khalir's managed to get back.
I
saw him with barely any boost and a little pushed up.
Nobody has found their way through any
That
net.
could have been
TRK
deadly.
From the ceiling, tried to carry this one down. It's a great sense of pressure from one to the other, but immediately SSG gets sent back mid.
And Team Falcons, despite one or two unlikely mechanical errors for a team that have gone flawless this season, are spreading out well. They're not looking overawed by the occasion. They look like they're capable of taking this fight to SpaceStation Gaming as expected. SpaceStation Gaming have been growing into this one. They're starting to get some time in the blue half. This is exactly what they would have wanted, and I think they'll be happy with how this game has started.
I would be very happy if I was on SpaceStation right now. I think they look very in control of themselves, which is a good thing. You don't want this ball to get away from you and feel uncomfortable. Great save there from Chicago. The pressure, though, is just too much.
Yeah, that was going to happen very quickly.
Finally, Falcons
The second that happened there with Chicago, it was like, if someone was there for it, that's a goal. And of course, Khalir's of all people was already
Maybe
there.
that would settle their nerves, because I'd say in the macro they were playing okay.
Genuinely thought that was meant to be like some
until that moment. Now suddenly
like
Killers has the ball. He gets the challenge towards
that
Ruas.
goal
It could be
sticker.
too early doors, and it is.
This is the Falcons that
That
everybody
might
was
just
expecting
be
to
the
see
end
in
of
those
game one
first
right
few
there.
minutes of this game one. A very quick and speedy and high pressure team that just catches the defense off guard. And well, now if you're SpaceStation, you're down by 2. You got to find a way to kind of get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, I'd say that Hoxer is the player they'll be looking to, but not if he concedes a third from the kickoff. It's suddenly a disaster from SpaceStation.
This is not what you want. It was just Hoxer's positioning on that one was a little off, and it made Chicago just too
Well, it wasn't just
late,
that.
Unfortunately, it just extends that
Falcons
lead
lost that back to
continuously.
the
Now
second man
3-0,
on
Less than
purpose.
2 minutes to go.
That made it impossible for Hoxer to get a touch. He needed to read that perfectly.
So no surprise that
But no one in their right mind is reading that perfectly.
Right, this may well be the quickest 4 goals after no goals I think I've ever seen.
This is what OG thought they were going to do in those last 16 seconds.
Yeah, that's what they were talking themselves through after the tech wars, yeah. Wasn't quite to be for them, but Team Falcons, I mean, wow, that's how you continue momentum.
Yeah, they command it. I feel like they've been doing this since Copenhagen. It's very obvious that this team, once they figure someone
what
out,
a dunk from Calais. Oh my god, he almost got another dunk too.
In positioning, they just
That's a
continue
good
on with
damage.
it. This
Yeah,
one from the
okay.
backboard down. It's just another pass, a floater from the crossbar, and Killers just to finish it and keep it going.
Alright.
5-0. Could we see a Brazil?
I mean, we might see more than that at this point. Because, I mean, there was one demo from
Literally, my camera dies as I stand up, of course.
SpaceStation. Everything fell apart from them in that moment. There was no answer to that Team Falcons decision making. And yeah, it's 5. This one's dead. I think if I'm SpaceStation, I'm trying to think of taking some momentum into game 2, get something going, but it's proving impossible. They can't even touch the ball at the moment, Hercules.
No, they've made SpaceStation so
There we
far
go.
away
We're
from
back.
this ball. This is the most we've seen. It's an attempt to pass from one to the other, all the way to the end of the field. Here comes LJ with a shot, and that's the player that really most people's eyes are on to try and take control of this game. But the longest clear on Earth doesn't find its way in, but a minute
If that
left
was just a goal.
might be too much.
Yeah, I was just thinking, is that going to be 6? Is that going all the way in? But nah, SpaceStation Gaming had it covered. Far be it from me to question their defending. I think the biggest issue that they've shown is that kickoffs is something that Falcons are miles ahead of them at. But also momentum play. Team Falcons, as you mentioned, once they do get that.
If this is how the rest of this game is gonna go,
the shooting was,
we might get a
warning
sweep
signs
here.
were there at the start of this game, but I'm just
And then 5 out of the 8 games that happened in round 1 are
No,
gonna
it
be
didn't. And I think
sweeps.
one of the biggest differences that I've
Oh,
noticed from the
boy.
first half of this game to this last minute or so is SpaceStation's third man is very close up to that midfield line. I think Falcons have taken notice, and they know that sending 2 people up, forcing that 50 and winning it, these are easy centers to just keep taking shots for themselves. There's the other center. This one goes through. It's exactly what I said. It's just outpacing SpaceStation and teeing each other up for one goal after the other.
It's tiny bumps as well.
Granted,
I feel like
that was
SpaceStation
smart
just
as
seems to
hell.
be going either by coincidence or by design,
But, like,
completely on Falcons' rotation.
what the
boards.
fuck?
Like, oh, I'll get a little nudge at you, and that's just taking the defender out the game enough for Falcons to get something else. 7-0.
I just wish that was
And I
just
feel like I've barely even blinked.
own
I
goal
feel
or
like
some
I've
shit.
barely
That would
even
be
taken
fucking
stock of the
hilarious.
situation of this game. Could be 8. It will be 8. It won't be 8, not quite. But just, what? This is a complete collapse.
Yeah.
My brain's still catching up with what I'm seeing here.
It's a tough thing to process if you're an SSG fan, especially because
The
you know
fuck
that
is Khalid
there's
with the
so
ball
much
there?
more.
Okay,
that can come
TRK
from
was
them
up for
than
that
what we're
before he even
seeing
left
right
the
now. I
wall.
know that this is not what they
Oh
wanted,
my
to put out on the
lord,
field.
bruh.
I hope
Game
not.
number
I hope
1.
this is what they
I
want.
hope this isn't it.
Not part of the plan.
There's a lot of time left.
You can see a couple more. It's 4. It's over. Suddenly it's 5. You know, I think that's what happened there.
Yeah, I think right now SpaceStation is just a little bit uncomfortable. Granted, it is first land for them, right? It's been this huge build up to this moment. Pressure could also just be a bit much right now, and you got to kind of get back into the swing of things. I think the last time we saw these SpaceStation players was at the last World Championship. And it was a top 8 placement, I believe, so it's been a while. And it's fair to say, you know what, refresh, game number 2, it could be a new dawn, new day.
All right, we'll give them 1. I mean, I'm not quite sure I buy that, considering they're all experienced.
I'm trying to
I
give
think,
them
yeah, a little bit of.
I want
a
to see
little bit of
Falcons just
helium,
run through SpaceStation real
Gaming. I
quick here.
think
That
they
would be
should
fucking
a little
funny.
disappointed with that first game, losing by 7. But game 2, the starting up of Team Falcons in
Love
the ascendancy yet
SpaceStation,
again.
one of my favorite
TRK wants to get
orgs
involved
and
into this
favorite
one.
teams
Killers tries to go around
in
this
the
ball.
entire
My
world
big
right
question
now.
is, are SpaceStation Gaming able to
But
get the ball away from their goal? Because as soon
if
as
they
that's
get
moving
absolutely
into your
smacked in the
attack,
face by
just see the
Falcons, that would be
manipulate
pretty
where it
cool to
went, and
watch.
they'd score from it pretty much every time as double flip resets are coming in now.
I think right now SSG has to be, and I'm sure that they are, extremely aware of how mechanical every individual player on the Falcons are. And I think on the opposing end, a lot of people tend to just say LJ is that extremely mechanical player. It feels like it's like a 1v3 in this situation almost. But Chicago and Hawks are extremely talented and ones in their respective rights as well. But I feel like it could be a case of almost like coming down to these 1v1 challenges where Team Falcons just beat out SSG every time.
I don't mind this at all as well. SpaceStation Gaming are not trying to outdo Team Falcons for pace. They're not letting their egos play the game right now. They've made a conscious decision to slow things down. I feel Ruas, though, if he beats Chicago here, suddenly Falcons could be in on the counter. Chicago's in. Gonna get the pass towards Hoxer. No, it's wrong. Now it's 2v1. TRK over the top of Hoxer. This could be a continuation of the disaster of Game 1 for Falcons. If they can finish it here, it's a great touch defensively. I mean, even before the goals last time, Hoxer was getting triple saves, so he is key, I'd say, for SpaceStation.
I absolutely agree. We heard Gibbs made mention on the desk. Hoxer has the capability to make these miracle plays that impact this team so much, but same can be said for Killers. From game 1 to game 2, he just continues to find his way into the SSG side.
Oh, look at that, the flip reset and just the control.
He just put that in the one spot no defender was ready for. Like,
start, barely any momentum.
What the hell are they meant to do?
Into the top corner. It's brilliant there from Killers.
He just looks so confident and at ease almost. It almost feels like there are no nerves right now for the Falcons, where on the likes of SSG, there is a lot of pressure to perform, and because you've had yourselves hyped up for so long and you finally made it, it is a little bit rougher in the sense, but right now finding any sort of space to make a play is what you want, and Falcons aren't.
Hey, hardcore SpaceStation fans are throwing hands with the air right now.
That might change here. He gets around it. It's almost there. It's off the post.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
They stay alive. SpaceStation Gaming have avoided doing what happened in game 1.
Surprised that didn't end in a goal there.
Conceding immediately from the kickoff. Now they're yet again in a game.
This is very intense, seeing two Falcons players go up and try and almost harass that last man on defense, but it's a great breakaway here from LJ up over to Hoxer to the backboard. It's double tap opportunity, but it's down on the goal line save from Killers.
A sign potentially of things to come though for SpaceStation Gaming. Killers has no boost, still beats his opponent to the ball. Chicago's been lingering. It's good play. TRK up against Hoxer. Hoxer gets the dunk. In comes LJ. SpaceStation have their equalizer.
This is who you want to see scoring if possible, but even better than that is the sheer amount of teamwork that it took to get this ball.
Look, all I'm going to say is, for SpaceStation to get that goal, that took all of them to make the entirety of Falcons out of position.
Yeah, Team Falcons, not impenetrable, but you have to put in so much work to get even a shooting chance against them, let alone a goal. Indeed has happened.
The amount of stuff they had to do to get that goal in was incredible.
Exactly
Meanwhile, Falcon just needed to get a decent kickoff. At least in the first game. This game, it doesn't seem so much. It's more equal this time around. But it's still way in Falcon's favor. Because the way they're playing is just effortless. It's just what they are used to playing as. Meanwhile, SpaceStation's having to throw everything they got at it.
Quicker with the connections on this ball, forcing Falcons to be a little bit slower and methodical.
Hoxer's getting a lot of time in the
okay.
The pass is good.
Maybe I'm speaking a bit too soon, but that's a great pass from Hoxer. Zero boost pass
which is
to
the
LJ.
back and forth play style between each other to get bobbing and weaving through the defense.
Maybe it's not over. Or maybe it's going to be a 3-1 like I said it might be. And then we'll have 4 sweeps, 4 3-1s.
The passing plays seem to be key for SpaceStation Gaming. Having the bravery to play in front of the ball as well. Hoxer potentially the key, but here comes Ruas down the other side. Still a minute remaining. SpaceStation Gaming ain't won nothing yet. TRK sends that one back to the center, leaves it for Killers. Chicago on the sidewall, LJ just chasing Ruas, trying to block him as much as possible. He and TRK combined to just smush that ball to the side. One more for SpaceStation would be lovely, and these bumps are important.
Yeah, these bumps are actually very impactful as far as the Falcons are concerned in slowing SpaceStation down and trying to recreate opportunity. But SpaceStation has the same idea. The bumps are coming through. 30 seconds left to go. Can Falcons tie things up?
Ball's loose in the center. It's won there by Chicago. Excellent pace. The experienced man on the SpaceStation Gaming team. Ruas has TRK.
I'll go for the bomb.
Trying to bully LJ. LJ wriggles out of that one.
That was good defense.
Again. 10 now. Team Falcons
have
to score now. Well, they concede this second game. Ruas, he beats him. TRK's almost there. TRK's waiting in front. He's chasing down the defender. Killers over the top.
What a save from LJ.
LJ makes his statement. SpaceStation Gaming
almost
taken game 2 now. They'll still be looking to score 5, 6, 7 goals if they possibly can, although of course that's not always manageable for them. But maybe that the balance will be a tad different, because they did let gaps behind them there that SpaceStation Gaming expertly utilized for the record. But it does lead to a very intriguing game 3.
Well, game number 3 has officially commenced, and it starts out with a demo and an air dribble through from none other than LJ, the one that everyone was waiting to wake up on offense. He is officially especially
LJ
here.
with a beautiful flip reset goal.
In the last game, just pushing it upwards into that top right corner.
Maybe I was talking a bit too much shit after game 1, man. Maybe.
That is a great start for SSG. Can they turn this into 2? It's a slow play from Hoxer. Tried to get the ground 50. This one goes out in a pinch. Let's Falcons take their transition.
It's crazy because watching game 1, you feel like that game could have lasted half an hour and SpaceStation Gaming wouldn't have even made a dent. And then now, a couple of games later, suddenly they are looking like the superior team. But Team Falcons have managed to build themselves.
I wouldn't say they're looking like the superior team.
He might not even need it, gets it over the goal line. So it was alert. LJ's just
I
waiting.
said they look like they have a chance of winning every game from now on. That's just the same way it can be the other way around.
Nitty-gritty of the game, which Team Falcons will like. They'll
Winning one game and getting an early goal doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
And he gets it.
See?
I was gonna say you talk about how
My
the
point
Falcons
exactly.
want to almost be
Especially against
challenged.
a
It kind
team
of
like
forces them
this.
to step up and be a little bit more aggressive, because there you have it again. It was TRK all over the field. He goes for one demo on the left side, then swaps into the center, says, I'll get the bump. Everybody, your one goal is keep that ball moving forward. And the plan worked out great. Now he's gonna try and get one of his own. Tries to go low on LJ. This one not quite through, and it remains a tied game.
I feel like Team Falcons certainly seem to have some of the fastest comms in the game. I'll continue in a second because LJ is continuing his one-man mission against Team Falcons.
Oh man, I've been waiting for this player to wake up. I wanted to see LJ on land. The musty through as well to get the power on that one. Almost 100 kilometers per hour on it too. SpaceStation, they put themselves in a lead
What
once
the
again.
hell?
No longer
I
struggling
think
to find responses.
that was such a good
Chicago
placement.
now at the right side. And we'll go for SpaceStation, which just give them a little bit more comfort. LJ takes another touch. We've seen some supreme performances today. First from Yan earlier on, and now from LJ with Ruas and Killers in the middle of it as well. Individuals are stepping up today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you want to talk crazy individual performances, you got to even shout out players like Banana Head earlier in the day as well with OCE.
For sure.
Taking a win there. It is a crazy time for change right now.
Here comes Ruas, a man more than capable, but Hoxer prods it forward to Chicago, who can't quite get his shot on target. Killers had to avoid Chicago. Now Hoxer takes control of the situation, has the flip reset, does he? Leaves it to Chicago again, so the comms remain high from SpaceStation Gaming. Here is LJ, a full tank of boost. This is danger right now for Team Falcons. This time he just spoons it above the Team Falcons goal. Just trying to get some bumps too, so SpaceStation Gaming refusing to be bullied, getting some nudges and demos of their own now.
Yeah, they're looking so much more confident in what they are doing as far as challenging is concerned. They don't look uncomfortable by any means. Even with this transition coming from the Falcons, they're prepared defensively. Chicago, great touch there. TRK up next, and the backboard covered not by one, but by two.
They're teaming up SpaceStation Gaming. Always backing up their buddies. Here's Hoxer to the ceiling, though. He wants to go solo. Killers is up for that. TRK might beat Chicago here. He just lets Chicago miss, in fact. Killers chain dashing his way to try and get behind Ruas. Ruas is the man that takes control of the ball. It's Killers wanting to keep Team Falcons as on this unbeaten streak that they've had since Copenhagen. There's TRK. There's a double fake there, but Chicago just nips the ball away. And all of these smart plays from Team Falcons, they're not quite falling for them. The last touch isn't there time after time. That might change now, but it's blocked by Chicago. He is causing so much kerfuffle for Team Falcons defense right now.
Beautiful word. There's a lot of kerfuffle, but there's also a lot of patience. And I feel like that is where SpaceStation are thriving against the Falcons right now. You made mention Falcons are trying to come up with these like tricks and plays to throw SSG off, and SSG are just saying, if you wait a few moments, this ball will land into us, and then that transition out will be so much easier. And that's what we've seen time and time again.
It's like they let them tucker themselves out in that first game, and now they're reaping the rewards. But Team Falcon's still dangerous. Killers tees up with his teammate. I was going to fall to Ruas to the backboard. Beautiful control from him. Leaves it this side for TRK. The shot's there. It's almost good. LJ not just gets the save, also sends it forward. Does so much work. That is gorgeous from LJ.
That might be it. That might be game 3 to SpaceStation now.
It's not just the fact that LJ
Hello.
set Chicago, but that pass to force Killers down to 0 boost, knowing that goal became wide open, and it was just a comfortable shot. SpaceStation go up by 2.
SpaceStation Gaming looking so much more now like their online selves, but Falcons come back. Killers has a chance. Killers puts them back in it. This
maybe
game ain't
not.
over.
This is not over yet. Just under a minute to go. Falcons respond just moments after getting scored on, forcing SpaceStation to stay in luck.
Now we did see in game one about 6 kickoff goals in a row. Can Team Falcons dig just one more out? It's a default kickoff that's lost on purpose by SpaceStation towards LJ. Ruas reads it. TRK goes forward. He gets a demo as well. Chicago has to get this read and does. Ruas heads back. Chicago uses all of his boost just to send it back to the blue half. One more chance. You sense it's coming up soon. Ruas at the edge will bump attempt. Instead it's going to be a double tap. So much in his locker. Falls to Killers. Team Falcons keep coming.
Extremely low boost though for Team Falcons, and Hawks are taking note of that. Even on low of his own, tries to make that transition out.
30 seconds. SpaceStation need a hold for only 30 more.
With 30 seconds left to go,
be able to
from
tie it
there,
up.
TRK trying to match him, but right now the Falcons, they seem
Not
to
looking
just
like
be
it.
playing catch up. Trying to match the pace of SSG. It's shot opportunity denied, and SSG hold on to their 1-goal lead.
There was one imperfect touch from Ruas, and SpaceStation almost got the 2-goal lead back. Just waiting for a key mistake, a key error. Might not happen in the attack, though, for Falcons, but Hoxer, he gets it away. 1 second now. Ruas, he dunks it forwards. Killers is there.
Killers doesn't have any boost.
No, he can't. He's out of boost. TRK was arriving. Gonna be for Team Falcons. I mean, Killers has shown signs, but since those first couple of games, they've all gone a little bit flat.
Yeah, honestly, as much as people probably are looking to Killers to, you know, re-step up like we saw in games 1 and 2, right there, that shot is from the player I want to see, TRK. He's been extremely quiet, a little bit more passive than I think his teammates would have liked or are hoping for. I think him getting in on the action could make this team a much more threatening roster in this game 4.
Well, he's watching this one. He goes to the ceiling above the backboard, almost there. Ruas follows up. Killers just has to wait and go back again. It was almost perfect timing from him there. This time it's Killers. TRK in the center. Killers gets the dodge towards the center. Pushes it sideways.
Just keep it up at the ceiling for so long.
Maybe refresh themselves mentally. The bump is good, and it's forced in by TRK.
Look, it's the one that I said. He
Isn't
really
that
and
just an
truly
angle?
needs to step up and
I
get
guess
in on
not.
the action. That's exactly what he did. But that bump from Ruas
Oh,
just
no, it was
allowing
actually
to
going back out.
waterfall down. But
Oh.
again, TRK, he cheated up, pushed
Didn't
it
look
forward
like
and
it.
through, and Falcons take a lead.
I think Ruas actually got a wave dash on the side wall after hitting the ball as well, just
That
to
I didn't
generate
catch.
even more power. Like Sonic the Hedgehog gearing something up and just going a million miles per hour. It's beautiful. And here is Ruas yet again. This time, let's take things slightly more the slow way. Manages to keep his flip and sends it forward. TRK will get that one back towards Killers. Falcons looking better again, but SpaceStation Gaming have been so dangerous on the counter. There's another one to add to the tally.
I gotta give huge props to Hawkster for that setup. I think they knew they wanted to do these big, long interception clears, and Hawkster put
Look,
himself in such a great
all in all, whoever
position
wins
to
this
get that
series,
ball handed to him and slotted through
this has been
SpaceStation, tie up game
the
4.
best series
1-1, early doors.
all day so far.
Game continues to improve. Hoxer sends that one long. Ruas almost sets up TRK. Looking for a second, but TRK pulled away. Didn't like the idea. Ruas clears it long. Team Falcons would love to just get that ball back in orange territory for a while. It's been too long as far as they're concerned since they've had sustained pressure. And a big part of it is because of how quickly SpaceStation Gaming are clearing the ball away, but that's a poor touch. And it's Killers that scores.
I mean, yeah, it is a poor touch, but it was a forced poor touch. I think Chicago could have been a little bit more powerful with it and forcing that ball through. Obviously, it goes in and Falcons take the lead, but now SpaceStation looking a little uncomfy on defense, and that's not what you want.
They've not been shaken by a Falcons goal for a few games now, though. SpaceStation Gaming, every time they've had one go against them, they've stepped right back up and equalized. That's what they're trying to keep up that trend. Up against TRK, Chicago in the corner. Chicago almost gets it towards LJ. That's dangerous. It's risky from Chicago. I like the way SpaceStation are playing, though, keeping up that confidence. The shot comes in from LJ. It's saved to the corner. Hox is in the center. Killers has to try and float towards the ball and manages it at least for now. Hoxer almost over the top of Killers. This is a good period of play for SpaceStation Gaming. Looking again, more like themselves after conceding. But Team Falcons now playing on the counter themselves, almost get their own opportunity.
Really big clear here too. LJ trying to follow it from the ceiling down. Chicago had shot opportunity, but it got taken away. But Hawkster is going to keep it going. Again, sealing down, pass denied. Falcons starting to pick up on the patterns of what SpaceStation was doing to get around them, and now transition through to an almost open net.
At this rate, we're going to get a game 5, man.
You don't always need to go for the flip reset. Sometimes it's that final little touch when you're stretching your car that just prods it over the opposition. And if you're as accurate and speedy as Roas is, it's going to be enough. Team Falcons back 3-1 up.
We got just over half the match left to go. It's a big flick here from Chicago, but TRK manages to still keep this one out. And the Falcons re-find their momentum here. It's a big clear upfield into that net, and TRK stepping up and showing out. Falcons up 4-1.
I mean, it's a nice goal there from Team Falcons. The pass was, it wasn't a pass in the end. Roas let it go in, but the play was nice. But I'm going to turn my attention yet again to SpaceStation Gaming, because I'm beginning to notice, as I'm sure we all are, a bit of a trend that when SpaceStation truly lose momentum in a game, it really gets away from them quickly. They have to arrest that slide right now. We do not want, going into game 5, another 7-1, an 8-1, something ridiculous, and it's looking like it might become that. That save from Hoxer, even though they're 4-1 down, could be a big one. They have to keep Tool, though, here. Hoxer to the side yet again, doing more great defensive work. Chicago has to get this ball away. They're totally starved, SpaceStation Gaming. Team Falcons going for the kill. Killer's just waiting for that ball. Hoping the challenge will be good enough to get it over the goal line. SpaceStation Gaming have slowed things down, but yeah, they've definitely got to work on that.
Why is the Doritos on the screen?
They had room to breathe, and that is definitely going to be a sigh of relief as Chicago puts this one through. He just follows it from one end to the other. Of course, that attempt on a bump there was really, really massive. I don't know if he made complete connection with Kalir's on it, but SpaceStation closing the gap. But I love what you said about that SSG. One of their faults is that it is so difficult for them to refine momentum once it's lost. And I feel like that is where Falcons thrive. They are able to refine it so many times and just keep going.
Yeah, they never quit, Team Falcons. They never give up. They never change their play style, for better or for worse. Killers wants to get that one towards his teammate. Here comes LJ though on the counter. He's got Roas in front of him. It's over the top of Roas, but no one's there. Roas somehow recovered, got the read from directly beneath the ball, the hardest place to make the save of all. And here he comes again, still got boost. He seems to never be below 20, Roas. Wave dashing away from that one, trying to chase down Chicago, who just managed to beat into the punch on that occasion. TRK comes in. Roas has been picking up pads meanwhile. SpaceStation Gaming.
SpaceStation need to score real quickly now.
SSG
Otherwise, they don't have a chance of stealing this game.
Yeah, hope isn't gone for them. Not quite yet. 54 seconds is a lot more than 17, so there's definitely still a chance on this one, but you got to get out of your own half. You're air dribbling it low. If you're LJ and a pincher on the corner could give you some signs of life. It's a double tap centered over to Chicago. This one to the backboard could be red here, but it goes from one end to the other. SSG trying to create opportunities desperately as they continue to get taken away.
Roas, bro.
So close there, Roas. First he fakes his first touch, then he fakes his flip reset. Could have been a special little goal from him there, but still, Team Falcons have to remain resolute defensively. LJ to the ceiling. Hox is coming in. It's now or never for them. Chicago up against another defender. It's just going to fall to Killers, who should be able to steal enough seconds from this clock to give Team Falcons the game. No, suddenly Hox had a chance. Chicago has to sink this, and he doesn't, and finally we're done.
Blown from TRK, a huge step up from the, I believe, maybe one that we saw in game number 1, maybe a collective 2 between the first 2 games even. So the fact that everyone on the Falcons is now kind of stepped up a bit more offensively, that has just added a new challenge for SpaceStation to try and defend.
Well, this is what we wanted between these two great teams. Champions Field opens its doors to Falcons and SpaceStation Gaming. It's been a series that swung wildly from end to end. Which version of these two are we going to see over the next 5 minutes? It's good so far from Falcons. SpaceStation Gaming, though, nice touch on the save.
This one could go either way. Who's going to put a point on the board first? This one, an attempt to clear out to mid, gets stopped and sent back by Killers. This one left for TRK to take a shot. It's LJ with the save. Dangerously close, more than he would have hoped, and Falcons keep the pressure on.
Killers has the ball. Gotta be careful there.
Went all the way to game 7. SpaceStation Gaming attempting the reverse sweep, and they couldn't quite get it. Falcons winning that game 7. And now here we are, history almost repeating itself. It wasn't quite a reverse sweep, but it seemed like it would have to be after that first game was so dominant for Falcons. And here they find themselves on the cusp of another long,
This could be anyone's game, honestly.
Just reach out and claim it. SpaceStation Gaming, LJ, up against Killers. Killers chain dashes his way around the corner, gets too much from the ball, unfortunately. Now it's TRK, it's got a little bit low boost here from Falcons, but that one will spawn well.
Oh my gosh.
He'll take that, teeing up his teammate. It's well cleared again from SpaceStation Gaming, who have to ferry away huge amounts of pressure early doors here.
Lots of pressure indeed, and the fact that it has been consistent from SSG is a great sign. Hoxer from the ceiling tries to center this one down over to LJ, but it's a great read there from, I believe it was TRK, and the clear comes through.
That could have been deadly.
Once again on transition.
If Chicago pushed up for that, because Hoxer left it, and if they just went for a straight strike on the net, that could have caught out the defense.
From that play, Team Falcons are still continuing to hammer down the door. Just look at the pace of them. Still they come forward. Chicago waits a second. You can't afford to do that against Team Falcons. There's one. It's Killers.
You take, you give, and well,
How the hell, from that spot, did Rawas manage to get it past two for Killers to get a goal?
Like
what?
This one through 1-0 for Falcons.
And it's been a dream start here in Game 5 for Team Falcons. SpaceStation Gaming have to step themselves right back up. All eyes turn towards LJ. Is he able to conjure up just a little bit more magic from that bag of tricks? Not yet. First, SpaceStation Gaming will need the ball. Here's Killers. Again, trying to race around that corner, but LJ was alert to it, and now he has a chance. 36 boost. Hoxer in the center, wants to get it towards his teammate. Ruas just intercepts the two of them, teeing up Killers, who can't quite get around Chicago.
Ooh, that's a good 50 from Chicago. That pass to Ruas. Ruas, the boom, clears up. Get for the bomb, maybe? No. Hoxer is there for it.
It's the patient game.
Oh, LJ is there now. No.
Half the game left to go officially. Could this be a second lead? No, not quite. It's another save from Chicago and the clear from Hoxer.
Team Falcons, who have been all the way to a grand final here in London, here in the Copper Box. This will be the start of a new long journey. They can just continue to see things through against SpaceStation Gaming, but SpaceStation Gaming have yet again stepped up after conceding. Normally conceding one, they're okay. Once it's a couple, they'll collapse. To avoid that happening, Chicago to the side. Killers just yet again waiting. Never a missing amount of patience for Team Falcons in their attack. TRK into the center. Ruas has a chance, and Chicago can't quite save it. It's two.
Oh, this one, I had a feeling it was coming, and it was namely because Hoxer went up for that challenge on extremely next to nothing.
So close from Chicago too. You almost got that.
Awkward situation. Falcons saw it, took advantage, and they go up 2-0.
SpaceStation Gaming, a key period in this game and in this series. We've seen it before so far. 2 turns to 3, then 4. They cannot allow that to happen on this occasion. Chicago's beaten by TRK. The ball is loose. Who's going to win the race to it? Who's going to be first to dare go to it? It is Chicago, rotating back. LJ gets a bite of the ball on the way, and Chicago has a chance now to do something with it. Hoxer going for a bump. What's going to happen? It's going to fall to LJ. Is anyone in the center there for him? Who wants this ball? Who's demanding it? It's Hoxer. It's over him. Chicago a chance to shoot. Needs a bump to help him. No, he doesn't. He follows it up himself. SpaceStation shows signs of life.
Patience.
There's something for SpaceStation.
You saw it. It was Hoxer that almost delayed everything just a bit, and then it gave Chicago all the time in the world to decide where he wanted to place that ball, and it was just through the defense. SpaceStation now with just a 1-goal deficit have time to try and tie things up on Champ Field.
The fake kickoff was nice. Chicago's touch not ideal though. And Team
Never mind.
They turn it around so quickly.
Just the in-time caster curse, the chance to turn things around, while in turn Falcons take things back and extend it. Reminiscent of Game 4, reminiscent of Game 3, they look so clean and confident, and off the kickoff an attempt to do it again.
Yeah, another fake kickoff there. This time doesn't fall quite as cleanly for SpaceStation Gaming, and again they could be countered by it. In comes Killers. TRK is refusing to leave the play. He's bumped out the way by LJ in the end. Get out of here, he says. Chicago into the center for LJ. Chicago desperate for some boost. He's made 1 or 2 errors so far in the last couple of minutes, and it looks like he is keen to make up for those. He wants this ball, but it's being cleared long again. LJ has to go to his own backboard. Can't read the psycho either. Falls to Hoxer. One more chance for Hoxer. Maybe Chicago's clearing a path. Can Hoxer get over the top? No. Not on this occasion. 35 left.
34 seconds.
Not looking good at all. Falcons are just starting to really crunch it.
The Falcons just continue to remain tried, true, and strong on defense.
This might be it. Unless SpaceStation score right here, right now. I don't see it happening.
Consistently out of their side.
Falcons protecting what they have. Here's Chicago, pinches it to the back wall, but it's won by Ruas, and that may well be the moment. Hawks is running out of time. LJ gets a beautiful touch though. Ruas has to stay alert all the way to the last, but it is gonna be enough. A marathon game 5 ends.
Blocked out by his own teammate.
It does not matter as Falcons take the victory.
The team that everyone almost discredited to a fault in Copenhagen, the team that everyone towards the end of Copenhagen said they could do it.
GG's though. SpaceStation put up a good fight, but yeah, that should have been Falcons game from day one.
They looked in control.